Hey everyone, this is Corinne Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know, I always start my show off with gratitude or thankfulness, as some people will say. I am just thankful to be here. Life is good. Life is good. And no matter what is happening with you, to you, about you, around you right now, just be grateful. It changes the perspective on everything that is happening. Yes? Just be grateful. I have with me Liana DeBell. I think she's trying to steal my French name. Is it DeBell, like Lafont? I don't know what's going on with her. Yes? DeBell. That sounds nice. Liana DeBell and
Thank
Corinne Lafont. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, Liana, let me tell you a bit about her. But what we're talking about today is psychology. No, we're not going to put you in a chair to sit down and assess your mind and all of that. But it may involve that. Psychology, the secret to my success, and the my here is referring to her success in business and how it is that we can use psychology to help improve our business. Correct? So let me tell you a bit about Liana. So Liana DeBell is a global marketing agency owner, strategist, speaker, and co-author of an Amazon International bestseller. Congratulations. She has helped clients from over 19 countries, not yet in Trinidad, but she's getting there, generate millions of dollars in sales using social media of all things. Yes. Liana has spoken in front of thousands of entrepreneurs and business leaders on topics ranging from overcoming success blockers, social media tips, and business growth hacks. And I'm sure she used psychology to get around all of that. So welcome, Liana, to Between the Lines.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
Yes, it's great to have you. I'm looking forward to this deep psychological discussion that we're going to have so that business owners can understand why psychology, how has it helped you to be successful in your business? Why not some sort of business course? Why not some, normally it's always some finance or interpersonal relations or something, and I mean, you're talking social media, but you're saying psychology, which is the study of the mind. Why?
Right. To be honest, a lot of people ask me that question. And once they find out that that's what my degree is in. And I tell people, marketing is about having conversations with people, about understanding what they need and what they want. So to me, psychology is that natural progression. It's understanding how people think, how they go about making decisions, how they relate to others. So if I want an end result, which is growth, business growth, it might behoove me to understand how people think and be able to relate to them in a way that makes sense to how they process information.
Okay. Yes, because even with sales or going into the store, any store that you have, everything, like if you go into a supermarket, they have looked at the psychology of the mind, the way how people think in order to place certain things together in certain aisles in order to get you to flow in a particular way, to keep the traffic flowing, or to get you to even buy or upsell certain things.
Exactly, 100%. There's psychology around restaurant menus,
True.
The grocery stores that you walk into, anything and everything can have that is selling has a component of psychology to it.
So for persons who don't understand psychology, or in their business, or even within themselves, or they don't recognize these things are happening around them, they're just floating. How can we get persons to understand that, to be aware and conscious of what's going on, that they are able to use this as a tool in their business and even in their lives?
Right. And I think some people are a little leery, they feel like they're being tricked because psychology is being used. And it's not that at all. I think it's an extra step and an extra layer that businesses take to make sure that their message is being communicated and received in the right way. So it's not something that they're going to trick you into buying. For example, if you go into the store to buy milk and that is your goal, they can't use psychology to get you to buy, toilet paper 4 aisles over. right? That's not how that works. It's more about when you're looking for something in particular, a product will stand out to you based on things that you identify as important to you, right? That's why marketing uses psychology, because it's going to speak to the people it's meant to speak to. Does
So
that make
like,
sense?
yeah, so like in your business, what sort of services do you offer? Later on in the show, I'm going to feature your website. But give us an idea, because we're talking about how psychology worked for you in your business and helped you to be successful. Give us some examples of how you use psychology, which of course your degree is in, to be able to win over clients or to get clients or to make money or all of the above.
Right. And it's all of the above, right? How we use psychology is a large part of psychology is learning to listen and listen effectively. So what we do is we are the face of businesses on social media. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those platforms, we represent businesses. So we create content, we monitor the sites, we interact with clients, and we help build a brand loyalty. So it is critical that we understand how psychology works. So what we do is we listen to what our clients are saying. We ask them very strategic questions such as, what sets you apart from every other competitor in your industry? A lot of times people say, oh, I have great customer service. Okay, well, so do a lot of other people in your industry. So what else? What else, right? We keep peeling back those layers until we get to the core of why someone is in their business, right? What is their big why? And we cultivate messages around that why. And because what that's doing is that when a message speaks to you, then we create content, we put it online, and then potential customers see it. And because we're not talking about, we're talking about very deep, detailed content, that message is going to speak to their ideal target, right?
You know what came to me while you were speaking, when you talk about why? Of course, Simon Sinek's book on why, which is critical. Constantly keep asking why, until you get deep down to the ground, the basics. But what also came to me is that in order to understand why would somebody purchase or buy into your product or service, and when I say you, I don't only mean you, but anybody who is an entrepreneur, potential entrepreneur listening to this, is to look at yourself first. So the things that you purchase, the things that you follow, the things or people that you buy into, and look at simple things. Why do you buy this particular brand of clothes? Why do you go to that particular store to shop? Why are you using that particular toothpaste or mouthwash? Why? And if you look at those things and you really drill down as to why you follow a particular person, why are you reading these particular blogs or buying a particular toothpaste, you understand, is it because your parents were doing it and it just follows that you just believe this works and you've just never tried anything else? So everything else you ignore, or because somebody made a recommendation, or because it tastes great to you and you just don't, so you there is a reason why you just stick with that particular thing, why you sit in this particular chair at Starbucks, why you're doing this, why every time you go in, this is the comfort level for you. And if you see somebody sitting in that particular spot that you're accustomed sitting every day, you're like, oh no, you start to go crazy because you're kind of being taken out of your comfort zone. And it's like you feel that person is benefiting from what you should be benefiting by sitting in your seat when you really don't have a seat in Starbucks. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. We're very much creatures of habit.
Yeah.
Right? So like you said, maybe you buy the same thing because your parents bought that and you never had to dig deeper as to, is this really what I want to purchase? It's just how it's done. And so understanding the buyers, the potential buyers for our clients is really important. So, and we use psychology that way as well. For example, if a majority of their clientele purchases from them because 3 generations have been purchasing from them, we're going to speak to that target market a lot differently than someone who buys things that are only on sale, right? So the more you understand who it is you're talking to, the more you can create messages that resonate with those people. And it creates brand loyalty. It creates a sense of understanding. What we don't want to happen is, if you don't use psychology in your marketing and you're just pushing out content for anybody and everybody, a lot of times you can get people in the door, but you can't make the sale because there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
They connected with your mind, they connected with your message, but when they came in the store or they contacted you in some way, it doesn't feel the same. There's not continuity there, and then they choose to not purchase from you. So
I was doing an interview, sorry for cutting you there, Liana, but I was doing an interview a bit earlier today, and they were talking about creating your avatar, your ideal high-paying client. And it's very synonymous to what you're saying. You know, you may attract, you know, it's not that your message may not pull in other people, but they may not be your ideal client. And it's not to ignore the others who are coming in, but you know who you're really targeting, and it really helps for branding. So it's really congruent with what you're saying here now. So yes, it flows, and it also suggests for those who are listening and those who will be listening that we are not lying, that whatever we are saying is making sense. There is a best practice formula for success in business, and it may take a while to kind of get that sweet spot to know what really works in your business. It doesn't happen overnight. It may not happen in the first year or 5 years for you to really get to understand the dynamics of your business. Sometimes it takes between 5 to 10 years from what I see and from the statistics that you know what really works in your business. It might sound far, and yes, it sounds far, and yes, it takes time, but it takes the time to really get to understand the environment and your target audience or audiences, because it's more than one target audience that you're going to be reaching out to based on the product or service that you're offering. So knowing the psychology, knowing the mind of the person, their buying habits, where they live, who they are, what are their likes, dislikes, what are their pain points, are really important things. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And so many business owners are afraid to do that because they don't want to alienate people.
Why? Why are they afraid to do that?
You know, a lot of times it happens when they're not very established and they're new and they need any sale, right? Or they need volume. The more you grow in business, the more refined you become, the more confident in your product you become, the more you've been able to test who does really well with your product and your service and who doesn't. But I always tell people, the sooner that you nail down who it is you're talking to, the sooner you will find that success. So don't be afraid to figure out, where do they like to shop? You know, what do they do on Saturdays? What do they do in their free time? What do they do when they're busy? How can your product or your service aid them? What benefit are you giving to them? And the more clear you get on that point, easier it is to know who you're having a discussion with, right?
You know what I find in my own journey and discovery as an entrepreneur is that while I'm still trying to figure out my ideal clients, I am also learning about me, what I really don't want to do in my business. Because you might start up a business trying to do everything, trying to capture as much people. Because yes, you do go after volume because you're in business to make money and to cover your expenses and to live and to eat and cater to your family. Right. But as you go along, you realize you're doing things you really don't like. You don't want to do at all. And you can decide you hate doing it. Every time you get somebody who asks you to do it, even if they're paying you, you really don't want to do it. It aggravates you. And being an entrepreneur is not about being mad all the time, not to be frustrated. You're really going into business to have freedom, flexibility, joy, happiness, not to be upset all the time. So if you're doing something that you really don't want to do just to make the money, then you need to take a few steps back and say, listen, let me look at this. Let me look at this. Because if you are upset right, and annoyed every minute, you are definitely not sending out good energy there in order to be able to attract the right people. So it's like spinning top in mud. It makes no sense. So I think one of the major things is to really work on you while at the same time you're looking at who you really want to attract.
100%. And, you know, what type of product are you producing, or what service are you producing if your attitude is not correct?
Yeah.
And to be honest, this has happened to me. I'm talking from experience. Especially in the beginning, I would take on a client that I didn't necessarily want, or wasn't quite in alignment, or was asking me to do too much, or there's a lot. And I would be knee deep in this project with someone I didn't necessarily want to be in business with. And the perfect client would come along, and I couldn't say yes to this because I was already in here.
Oh, gosh.
Really understanding that saying no sometimes feels scary, especially when you need the income, but trusting and understanding that it's going to allow you to say a strong yes when that right person comes. And
very solid point. Solid point, Liana. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. I want people to get the message on that.
Yeah. And what I was going to say is, if you find that all the people that are coming to you are not your ideal client, and everyone that's coming to you, you're like, really, again? Look at your marketing message. It's obvious that you're talking to them in some way. You're speaking to them. So what pivot do you need to make in your message to discourage the people that you don't want to work with and encourage the people you do want to work with?
I like it. Say no. You see, because if you don't say no, you don't know what's around the corner that is a major yes for you. If you keep saying yes to all the things that really should be no, you're really blocking your blessing. You're blocking your success, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. Oh my goodness, I've been there. And yes, it can be scary. And yes, it's all part of the growing up process. Being an entrepreneur helps you to grow up really fast, you know.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, it helps you to grow up really fast. And if you allow it, it helps you to learn about you, you know, and to be a better person and higher version of yourself, you know. I'm trying to take off my alarm here. Keep talking, Liana. I'm listening to you.
Oh, no, I would just, you know, these are ways that you can use psychology at a very basic level to help grow your business, is by looking at your marketing message, by figuring out who are you talking to, and what does that person need to hear? What do they want to hear? How can your service benefit them in a way that they come looking for you? You don't have to constantly be inundating them.
Yeah.
And you go from there.
Yeah. This is awesome, Liana. Tell me a couple of ways where you have said no to a client, because you understand, you know, have been through it. How have you dealt with having to say no, or turn away somebody, probably even at a time when you really needed the money? How did you manage that? How did you say no, and how did you bounce back from it?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple people that I've learned to say no to.
Yeah, I like that.
I asked two important questions. The first one is, what other marketing are you doing? Because we focus on social media. I only work with businesses that have multiple ways of marketing. It doesn't matter what those marketing strategies are, but they need to have more than one. Because what we can't have happen is they're putting all their eggs in the social media basket and hoping to explode, hoping to become some overnight sensation. That's not how it works, right? So it's not an ethical alignment for me to take on a client that only wants social media. Even if we're not the people handling all the rest of their marketing, I just need to know that there's something else, right? Second question I ask them is, how important is it to you that this one aspect of your marketing works? The reason why I ask that, we know it's going to work, but we also know that it's a long game. We're in it to build loyalty over time. We're there to have a conversation. We're there to be top of mind. We're there to gain recognition. And when someone tells me, this is our last ditch effort. If it doesn't work, we're going to find something else to do, or I'm going to go back to corporate or something along those lines, we won't work with them. Wow. And it's really, really hard to tell someone who is looking at this as their last ditch effort that you're not willing to work with them.
Yeah.
But here's why I do it. I do it specifically because I know that they're not going to get the results that they deserve, right? And that's really hard, especially when people are so passionate about what they're doing and they haven't done it well so far that now they're at the end, right? They're at a crossroads.
And then you're giving up on them. You're telling them no.
Yeah. But I'm very honest with them and I tell them exactly why. We're not a good fit right now. I give them some tips as to what they can do immediately to maybe get some clientele in, and then offer my services when they reach a certain level.
Okay. Oh, wow. That will be hard. I'm pretending to be on that end of the stick or the end of the phone to hear that, where it's like, it's the last for me and I really need your help. Can't you help me? Can't you help me? And you're screaming and reaching out for help and you're telling me, no, Liana. And it comes across as, oh, you only want to help me when I'm good. You only know me when I'm good. How do you deal with that?
But I tell them exactly why. I tell them I can take your money. I can get you results, but I'm not going to get you sustainable, lasting results, and that's not okay with me. I would rather you take the money that you were going to spend on us, put it in these areas and grow. And if you need some guidance along the way, consider me a resource. But once they understand why I'm saying that to them, it's a totally different conversation. Then they appreciate the fact that I'm being honest with them. I'm telling them, I don't just say to them, sorry, you're not where we need to be to work together and hanging up the phone. I'm saying, this is my recommendation. This is why I'm telling you this. And because I care about your success, I'm not going to take you down a road that I know is a dead end.
But you know, the fact that you are able, and I think that's a very significant point, the fact that you are able to come up with 2 questions, it can be 2 or 3 or even 1, that in your business, to be able to determine based on the response, you are able to tell them no, even though you're helping them to some extent and pointing them in a direction. But the fact that you're able to come up with 1 to 3 questions that you will ask to say, is like a vetting process.
Right.
It's like a vetting process. Is this somebody that I can work with? Does it make sense? Are we aligned? Are we a best fit? And I'm going to use these questions to determine, should we move forward together? Because I don't want to waste my time as an entrepreneur and I don't want to waste your time.
Right.
And I think that is a solid psychology, if we have to come back to that persons need to have in their business or businesses to be able to say yes, say no, say maybe. And the maybe here is just like what you were saying, do this, and when you reach this particular point, we can come back and have a conversation. Let's reassess. So it's not a total no. It's like, not at this time, let's see a bit later where you're at. I think it's important to have a vetting process in your business so that it makes you as the person they're coming to, the provider, not feel as if you're just turning away people and just hang up the phone, like you said. It's a way to really decide who you're bringing into the business, who you have to say no to. I think all businesses need to adopt that strategy.
And, talking about bringing it to psychology, most people don't like to be uncomfortable. And asking those 2 questions and going from there puts me in an uncomfortable spot sometimes. However, I look at it as I would rather have an uncomfortable conversation right now when the business is still viable and the person still has other options than have a totally different conversation that's harder down the road because I didn't stop them And now I have the guilt
Oh,
of knowing that this business is going to close because their last ditch effort with me didn't work.
oh gosh.
So I'd rather have 5 minutes of uncomfortable at the beginning than a lifetime of guilt at the end. I'm not going to do it.
You know, that is a fabulous, fabulous statement. And it comes back like what I was saying in a previous episode. It's relationships. I like to link everything to relationship because it's relationships. And it comes just like if you have a prospective guy coming into your life, you're dating and whatever. You see the red flags, but you're pretending it's not there. You're making excuses and you say, I'm going to give it a go. And it becomes worse later on. And then you say, I shoulda, I knew it, I felt it. You knew, but you allowed it to go on. And then it becomes a worse conversation, more drama, more emotional turmoil, more stress, more tears. Save yourself from now. Save yourself and save the other person. Walk away while you can still see the person 5 years down the road and say, hey, how is life? How are things going? Rather than, I hate you, I'm not going to speak to you anymore. Right. You know, there's tension. You don't want to be in the same room. Avoid all of that and keep it civil and easy. Yeah?
Right. 100%.
Oh my goodness. Leon, I want to hop over to your website. Let me see if I can grab a page here.
Sure.
Give me a second. Tell me what's the website.
DeBellviewglobal.com.
DeBellviewglobal.com. And I think I could spell pretty well today. Hold on. Oh, I put the Bellevue. Oh, I didn't spell. Sorry. I spelled global the wrong way. All right, here we go. So I'm going to share the page.
Thank you.
And you can tell me what's happening on this page. And if you have anything that you're giving away or persons can sign up for and how they can contact you.
Absolutely. So we are a global company. I think you mentioned in the introduction that we work with about 19 different countries at any given time. Mm-hmm. This to me just kind of spoke global. So we use this. We have several different services, social media. We have different industries that we specifically work with. Mm-hmm. On our website, you can see.
I'm not able to click on it. I don't know why. Huh. Not allowing me to click. See, the mouse isn't turning into a little hand. Nothing is happening here. Why?
I'm not sure. I'm going to look on my end. There we. You can scroll
well, this
down.
is my scrolling down. Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking on my end, and it's working. I'm able to click on here, so
let me do a refresh and see what's happening. Okay. It's the same thing here. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, I think I just needed to refresh. It frightened you there a bit.
You just the cuff, not your website not working. So
right. So we have social media services done for you. Let me just scroll along to see. Okay. So these are your So we have content creation, brand awareness, create lasting engagement, organic traffic, paid traffic, email marketing. Yes. Let's see what's happening. Oh, ready to find out more. I love this part, you know, the free part, where you can get people to connect with you. Yes.
Exactly. So they can get a free evaluation on social media. Mm-hmm. We can look at their social media site and we can go from there. The other thing that we also do is I do a lot of speaking. I come into businesses. We talk about creating brand standards. If you have employees at all.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to stop you 1 second, Liana. See, it's not allowing me to do this again. So I can't click on it. It's not giving me. I don't know. It's not giving it to me. This is very strange. Even when I try here, it's not allowing me. The little hand isn't showing up. I'm clicking. Here it is. It's right now. Let me see. So get the free evaluation. All right, so that's the page.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. It's taking a while here. Let me see if I can go back up.
Try doing who we
Okay.
work with first.
Yes,
Yeah.
who we work with. Yeah.
Yeah. Click on that. See if that.
Yeah.
There's the companies that we've worked with that were.
This is a cute one. I don't mind this one. Oh, and Aflac, the duck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody knows that duck.
Everybody knows the duck, right?
Everybody knows the duck. You know, it's so interesting to me how people come up with a character to represent their business, and it just sticks. It just sticks with you. You just associate things. The duck with an insurance company. Come on, Aflac, Aflac. I don't know.
Geico has the lizard, right? So
Yes, that lizard that walks across the road and never gets knocked down. What is going on? I don't know. I really don't get it, but it works. Yes, and he just stops and everybody's just like paying attention. I don't understand. Yeah, so I think persons should really take advantage of um, the assessment, the evaluation that's being offered, and really look into the services, because let me tell you, social media is a beast by itself. I call it a beast. I am really, while I use it, I really don't get deep into it, because let me tell you, it can take you over. It can take you over. So if I would surely recommend to anyone, please outsource it. Outsource it. Don't take it on. Don't take it on. And if Liana is a person for you, please reach out to Liana, because she clearly loves social media and she's good at it. I am not, and I am not promising anybody, just like I mentioned before, I ain't doing nothing that I don't like. And I don't like social media. I will say hi and post a picture and comment and like and share, and that's it.
Yep.
That's the extent I will go, nothing more.
Which, and I appreciate people like you, because that's why we have a business. So
that's right. That's right.
No judgment.
So go to Liana, please, people. Please, just go to Liana. Reach out to her, be in contact with her, do the free evaluation, and she will help you, because she likes social media. Okay. Liana, do you have any final words?
I don't. I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show today. I've listened. I love what you're doing. I love the message that you're sharing. And just, I hope that I've offered a little bit of wisdom today. If there's any questions, please consider me a resource. I'd love to help.
Oh, wonderful. And thank you so much, Liana, for sharing your success and helping persons to become more aware and conscious, not only of their clients or their prospective clients, and to build a brand around it, but also to be aware of themselves, who they are, because who you are helps to attract the type of persons to come into your business. Yeah. So thank you so much for being on Between the Lines.
Thank you.